Still Scrolling is back on the feed, and this time, no funny jokes this time, because we have actually so much to talk about this episode. I'm your blackest host for Blackest History Month, Justin.
Yo soy el host más latino en el podcast, Derek.
And I am the whitest ghost host, Stefania.
That was a good one.
At
We
this
did good on that one,
point-
guys.
At this point, Steph, we need you to figure out where your roots are from, so you can also, like, I don't want to step on your toes, but what if it's like I'm the Italianist host, or I'm the most German host? I'm
Right.
the
But those are not races. So
I'm trying to help
Yeah.
you, Steph.
right. I mean, back in the family tree, I believe on my dad's side there was a great grandfather or uncle, whatever, that was born in Africa. But then
Wait,
again,
what?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Steph has black roots?
oh no,
Wait,
not
pause.
black.
Yeah, but
Hold
hold
on,
on.
what?
It's hold on. It's African with a K, so it doesn't.
my
They're just white.
God.
It's just
No,
another.
it's like when like southern Italy and like northern Africa, they're like Italians would go down to work in Africa, and like come back because like they're close, the southern Italy tip of it, and you know. that's-
So
that's
what I'm
close.
hearing, Steph is related to Takuta Kente. Is that what I'm hearing? Wait, time out. Pause. Steph, do you know who Takuta Kente is?
I have a brief knowledge of it, but I
Oh,
also
gosh.
Hold on,
listen.
hold on.
Derek, do
Are you
you
talking
know who
about?
Takuta Kente is?
I know the name.
Isn't it? Hold on. Isn't it Kunta Kente?
It's Takuta Kente.
I was gonna
Cool.
say I know the Kendrick song.
It's
No, wait.
Kunta Kente from
It's
Roots.
Takuta Kente.
No, it's Kunta Kente.
It's hold on. Let me look this shit up.
I think legally, I think I'm black and you're white now, Justin. I think we
no.
just.
I've always called him Takuta Kente.
I actually don't
Oh
think.
my God, his
we
name
learned this.
is Kunta Kente. I've always said Takuta Kente.
On Black
That's
History
it.
Month,
Revoke
too.
your black card, Justin.
No, you can't revoke my black card. This is
I
don't
will
know during
say-
Black History Month.
I will
During
say
Black History
I don't remember learning who this person was in school. So
He's
the
fictional.
school system's fart.
Shame.
Okay.
Part.
well,
Part? Did I say
Shame.
fart?
Shame.
listen.
I meant fault.
Here's the thing, but we're not talking about this. We have so many other black things
Yeah.
that we have to talk about
We have time
today.
for this.
Did you guys hear what happened at the BAFTA Awards last night? Because this has been
Yeah.
all over my feed, and thank goodness we record this show the next day and so quickly, because apparently a person with Tourette's who has made a movie about his experience with Tourette's, I believe Robert Aramayo is playing him in the movie about his life. He won an award, but
Mhm.
when Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were presenting an award, John Davidson, the person with Tourette's, not decided, but unfortunately called out the N-word during their presentation speech. We have the clip. The slurs are used in this video, so viewer discretion is advised, but let's just look at the clip and see what actually happened, okay?
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here to
And here's the thing. We've seen a lot of reactions. We've seen like all types of different reactions on social media. So before we say anything else, temperature check. What happened here? And let's ask an expert, Stefania.
Hold on. You know what's really funny? You know what's funny is I have a joke ready. Also, alleging that Stefania says the N-word a lot.
Oh,
Yeah, that's really funny that you did that. Okay, go on.
oh gosh.
Now, is this expert opinion in the N-word or in Tourette's?
You tell
You
us.
tell us. You tell us, Steph. Are you an expert in using the N-word?
No,
It's
I'm
interesting that you
not.
have to ask.
Interesting.
No, I am not an expert in either study.
Anyways, quick temperature. I could go on forever about this, but what do you think should have happened in this scenario, Steph?
I thought it was professional for the actors on stage to keep going and not saying anything about it in the moment. I know that Alan Cumming came out, who was the host, I believe, came out and said, thank you for, being respectful, whatever, not causing a scene, basically. So I thought that was professional on their part. But also I read that these live award shows are live, but they're like 30 seconds ahead or something. And they were able to cut something else out that happened that night, but not this. So it's kind of questionable.
It's not even live like that. It was completely pre-recorded. It was a 3-hour
was it?
show. Yeah, it was a 3-hour show that was condensed down to 2 hours. So clearly there's an hour worth of stuff that's going to get cut out.
Right.
For whatever reason, they left this in there, right? And it's really weird because we cut out every time Stefania says the N-word on the show. We cut it out for the final show. So, and we're only doing an hour max on the podcast, so it's weird that they missed this in the edit. It seems almost intentional that they left it in there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. There is a discussion that's happening on social media about accommodations. And at times like this, I wish we had someone with this specific disability to comment on this. So if you have experience with this specific disability and we're off base, please feel free to comment in the comments down below when we post this on socials or on YouTube. But here's the thing. If I wanna give some context to this as a Black person. If there is one group of people that do not care about your disability, but in a good way, it's Black people. And here's what I mean by that. I know several Black families with people in their families with disabilities, right? They will treat them as normal as possible. And I mean that like in a good way and a bad way. As in if this is a grown man doing this thing, Black people do not care about their disability. And I'm not saying this is a gross generalization, right? They will treat him as if it's a 30-year-old man doing XYZ, right? That being said, I don't know if there's an accommodation for this specific thing besides making sure he's in a space where if he does have tics, Black people aren't around to see it, right?
Yeah.
But that's also
so
we're just
specific.
segregating this man to his own viewing room, and that also feels wrong. At the same time, this might get me canceled. I don't think there's any excuse or any disability that makes this okay. I'm sorry, I can't. It's just not okay. Yeah. So, and this person who did this is a advocate for disability rights, right? So I believe that he is, I don't know what the word is, but able-bodied enough to advocate for himself. And if this is a possibility that this could happen, either he needs to say something or make his own accommodations for this scenario so that the Black people in the room can accommodate themselves by removing themselves from the situation or making sure he's not around Black people. But also, Tourette's doesn't just make up words or language. This obviously came from somewhere. So, catch me if I'm off base. You know what I'm saying?
I read, just briefly as a result of this, I read something along the lines of that it's not just a general Tourette's thing that you're going to say inappropriate slurs like that, but there is a percentage of people that have it that will specifically say, like, what is the most inappropriate thing they can say in that moment, right? Obviously the movie Sinners deals with race. These are two of the people that starred in the movie. Um, uh, he was also how do you say his name, Justin? Not Michael B. Jordan. Delroy.
Delroy Lindo.
Yeah, he was also in The Good Fight, in that scene where he's literally telling somebody to say the N-word. You guys might have seen that viral clip. It goes viral every now and then, where it's like this conservative commentator saying, like, why can black people say the N-word and we can't? And Delroy Lindo's like, say it. Say it then. You know what I mean? So in my mind, trying to make sense of all of this, right? Obviously, it's not okay. Obviously, it's a shame that this happened. But in my mind, like, this is just like the very specific niche situation that occurred that led to him to say that, right? Like the people on stage have been known for dealing with projects that discuss race and are about race, and that's kind of how it manifested for him. It sucks that it happened, and it's like, Justin, like you were saying, I don't think it's fair to black people to have to then remove themselves because somebody with Tourette's is around either. So there's not like a clean, straightforward way to have like prevented this, so to speak, right? So it's just
I think there is. I think there really is. Okay, here's my idea for how to stop this from happening, right? I understand that this person with Tourette's cannot control their tics, right? I also had a buddy in college who had tics, you know? He was in our fraternity. He was like my big's big, right? And his tic was like, at random times, he would wind up to punch you. He did not like actually punch anyone, but like we'll just be like, it's truly out of his control. It's like we'll just be talking about the weather or something, and you could just
test your fight or flight. He's testing your fight or flight.
It's not funny because it's truly uncontrollable.
Yeah.
Like he was a nice guy. He unfortunately passed a couple years ago. But he literally like just, you know, or like his head would just like, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Perfectly nice gentleman. But like everyone in the other fraternity, when I was joining the fraternity, was like, hey, just so you know, Thomas, he has a tic. He's not trying to hurt you. You know what I mean? And so I'm prepared to go into that situation with this man with the tic, right? You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I'm like, I can prepare myself, right? Not,
but that's
it's
different.
Almost a trigger warning, you know? The black people in the audience and Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan didn't have like a trigger warning. You know what I mean? They just have to experience it, right? So my solution is that as they're presenting awards, we don't know if it's going to happen yet. The first time it happens, show stop. Stop the recording. Ask this man to remove himself from the area. Maybe he has to get that energy out, or you know what I mean? Just remove himself from the situation. And then restart by Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo walking out again. Edited out the broadcast. We understand that he can't control it, but we don't need to be experiencing it anymore, right? And then when he's ready to come back into the audience, you know, he can come in, but like stop the show, remove himself, and then he can come back when he's ready. That's the best solution I can think of.
I think everybody can somewhat agree on that the BAFTAs are 1000% liable here, right? Because even though they didn't stop the show, even things went along as is, even though Alan Cummings presented an apology, they still kept it in the edit, you know, and they edited out, by the way, Stefania, you mentioned that they edited some stuff out. They edited out like a call to like archive your family and your ancestors, and a basically free Sudan, free Congo, free Palestine segment. So they edited that out, but they couldn't edit out like literally racial slurs. So again, it feels so intentional that they left that in there. And the stopping a show and doing that, all that kind of stuff is super easy when you're pre-recording something. They're not doing it live. So yeah, I blame the BAFTAs on top the most out of all of this,
Yeah. I can only
or the
imagine, like,
BBC or whoever runs it, whatever.
yeah, I can only imagine how this man might be feeling, because, like, I mean, I don't know his views, right? But, like, he has gone through his whole life, with not whole, I don't know how long of his life, but with tics and um kind of being that center of attention where, like, it's for someone who doesn't have tics, it's like you weren't expecting it, right? And then, like, now that person's staring at you and all that, right? Um I can only imagine how he must be feeling, because, like, what if he's, like, actually a really nice guy and,
Mhm.
like, he is not a racist person and whatever. Like, the thing with, like, tics, I believe, is that you don't even have to ever have said the word. You just have to hear it, and all of a sudden it's, like, in your knowledge, right? And it can come out at
Yeah.
some point. It's uncontrollable. Um, so I mean, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for the Black people in the audience, for the hosts, the guys presenting the awards. Um, and like you said, Derek, in the end, it's kind of BAFTA's fault for not taking care of the situation better.
So apparently, according to USA Today, in Variety and Deadline, several outbursts were heard in the room, including boring, shut the expletive up, when BAFTA chair Sarah Putt gave an introductory speech during the awards show ceremony, and another expletive was shouted when the directors of Boong accepted the award for Best Children's and Family Film. In another instance, Davidson was heard shouting a racial slur when singing blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, we already saw that. So it's not even the only.
And they cut
Yeah,
out all the other stuff.
Yeah. It kind of is where it is, and this is probably my most conservative take I have, right? Is that we can't not pretend that some people have disabilities that are going to fundamentally change the way they exist and interact with others. And it's a hard situation, because it's like you want to include him, especially if the movie of his life was nominated. So I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
it's strange.
But also, I want to be able to opt out of that experience of being called a
Yeah,
slur.
Yeah.
Like
It's also, you don't even know it's
yeah.
gonna happen, right? You don't even know he's even gonna say a slur, because I mean, I don't know if he said it before, prior to this night, or any other slur prior to this night. Like, the people around him should have given a warning to the people of BAFTA. I don't know. It's a tough situation.
I don't know. So if you're a person with a disability and you want to check us on something, please feel free to comment on this piece of content, and we'll probably read it in the next show. But speaking of the next show, a lot of other stuff happened, mainly the Olympics. And now it's time for Steph's Sports Corner.
I feel like I need, like, an ESPN kind of intro to that.
Okay. Listen, if you would have given me a heads up. Oh, wait, here's one. How about this? All right. What happened at the Olympics, Steph? Hold on. Wait. There we go. Try this one.
My fellow Americans, we have done it. Canada has become the 51st state of the U.S.
Hey, yo! Whoa! Okay, Donnie. Whoa! Stop!
Speaking of Donnie,
gosh.
no, I kid. I love my Canadians. So the men's hockey team final gold match game happened yesterday morning. I was up at the crisp dawn of 7:30, and the U.S. beat Canada in a very long game that went into overtime, 2-1, and now Canadians are very sad about that. I understand. I totally do. But we're not talking about that, right? good job to both teams. Good job to Finland for getting third. But it's what happened after the U.S. won gold. Mind you, it's been 46 years to the day that the men's team won gold in 1980 against Russia. So that's pretty historic. But after the win, the men's team went back to the locker room. And some footage has surfaced. They celebrated with drinks and all that. Why not, right? After some footage surfaced of one of the players live streaming, and all of a sudden, in the corner, pops up Kash Patel. Kash Patel, what are you doing there? The FBI director, what are you doing there?
Should we play the clip? Let's why is the
Ariana,
FBI
what are you
director
doing there, Ariana?
Ariana, what are you doing here?
I just.
That's the live stream. That's a different video. But the other video I'm talking about is the phone call with Don, the president of America, the U.S.
Donnie. Let's see what he has to say.
By the way, your goalie played not bad. Howie, say hi. Howie, say hi to him.
How you doing, Don?
I have seen hockey goalies have slightly worse games. Unbelievable, and you were all unbelievable. And that team is pretty good you played. I don't know if it's going to begin anytime soon, right? And, I tell you what, I just told my people 2 minutes ago, I didn't know they'd be calling. I said, we're giving the State of the Union speech on Tuesday night. I could send a military plane or something, but if you would like to, it's the coolest night, it's the biggest.
We're in.
Yeah.
Can you pick us up in Miami on Tuesday morning?
Yeah, Tuesday morning. Goes the northern border.
We'll get Kash and we'll get the military to get you guys over.
Let's go.
Boys are going to the State of the Union.
The nice thing about being president is I can tell you, you don't have to worry about the weather or landing. So we don't care if it's snowing, if it's the worst blizzard, we'll be sailing through that sucker just like you did on the ice.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Now we'll do it at the White House anytime. What would really be cool, and we'll do the White House the next day, we'll just have some fun. We have medals for you guys. And we have to, I must tell you, we're going to have to bring the women's team. You do know that. I do believe I probably would be impeached, okay? But anyway, if you could work that out, I would be honored to have you all introduce you to the whole...
I got it, boss. I got it.
Okay, you got it, Kash.
I'm on
Kash
it.
is doing it. I'm happy.
I'm fucking on it.
Congratulations. That was an unbelievable game. I don't know if one person that wasn't... Everybody that called me said, I'm watching the hockey game. I don't know if anybody that wasn't. And you're going to be proud of that game for...
You're muted.
I think we got it. What the fuck?
First of all, on taxpayer dollar, this man shows up to the game.
I just
mind you, that woman, one of the hosts, was it the Good Morning show? Her mother is still missing, right?
Yeah, Kash. Why aren't you finding Nancy?
Why aren't you finding Nancy, Kash?
They also had an attempted assassination on the president the same morning, or the day before.
Yeah.
Somebody showed up at Mar-a-Lago with a shotgun,
and
the Secret Service killed him. Meanwhile, Kash Patel is in the fucking partying with the U.S. hockey team in the Olympics.
I mean, he is said to be a huge hockey fan.
Okay.
But you're the head of the FBI, bro. There's some problems happening right now that you should be attending to.
At this point, I'm convinced that everything that has happened to Kash Patel since he was appointed head of the FBI has been an elaborate, like, Make-A-Wish Foundation wish. But except it's not that he's dying. He's just a fucking massive loser. And, like, his parents or somebody is just paying to make all of this happen for him because he's such a fucking loser. Like, like these people would not have him there if he wasn't in this position of power that he's in.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you see him partying and you see him, I got it, boss. Oh, I fucking got it. Like that is 1000% like loser 101 behavior. The way that he like carries himself, conducts himself. Back with the, what is it? The Charlie Kirk shit, the I'll see you in Valhalla. Like, dude, what the fuck is this like incel, fedora wearing, basement dwelling personality that this man has developed? And then he somehow is running the fucking FBI. Like, it frustrates me to no end that this is the type of person that's in charge of it. Almost more so than I'm frustrated by the fact that taxpayer money went towards getting him there. Right?
Yeah.
Like, he took the FBI jet to fly him to the Olympics. He's taken the FBI jet to go watch his girlfriend on her stage play in Arizona or wherever it was. Like, what the fuck are we doing? And I think the biggest thing about all of this that drives me insane is that if this was Biden's head of the FBI, if this was Obama's head of the FBI, conservatives, MAGA would be having a fucking meltdown right now. They'd be fucking losing it. But they don't care. They don't care because, you know, that's their little podcast, bro, fucking helping destroy the country.
Yeah.
And spending our money.
Yeah. Not only
they are
that.
sending our best.
Not only that, but saying, oh, you know, we got to invite the women's team too. First of all, where's the congrats to the women's team? No one showed up for them, did they? I didn't see anything. Maybe
Did
they were there.
Also win gold?
They won gold. Yeah, they beat Canada in the final. Same way that the men's did, by the way, in overtime.
Wow.
Yeah, the day before. So I don't know if I just missed any photos, but I didn't see anyone show up for them from the White House. Not like they would want them anyway. I doubt it. I doubt they'd even go to the State of the Union if, you know, since they were invited, because they have to, you know, can't risk impeachment by not inviting them.
Women won more medals than them this year in the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
Like, more women won gold for the U.S. than men won gold for the U.S.
Yeah, the whole,
in this
like,
year's Olympics.
Alyssa Liu, is that her name? Alyssa Liu, the woman who won controversy, whatever, about her. Was it her? Oh, sorry, no, I think it was a snowboarder.
Are you talking about the figure ice skater?
What controversy are you referring to?
No, so I mean I heard two, I think, but most notably the snowboarder, I believe, who she represented the U.S. like last time, and now she represented China this year, and people were like so mad about that because she's like American born, right? But she has dual citizenship.
Yeah,
I forgot her name, but also like I think there was something with Alyssa Liu as well, the figure skater. I believe that's her name.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, they're mad at anyone female. So, but the other thing that stood out to me with that was, oh, even if there's like a raging blizzard, snowstorm, we'll get you here, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, but this triggered something in my brain of the times that sports teams have been on flights and then major accidents have happened on these flights where they all died. Not to go directly to that, but hey, why not we be a little bit safer about that with a team who's, by the way, the reason why they were not allowed, the NHL players were not allowed to play in the Olympics the last since 2010 was for insurance purposes, because the NHL could not risk these players getting injured at the Olympics and then having to come back and then they can't play for the Stanley Cup, right? Because the Stanley Cup is a little bit like more major than the Olympics. Yeah. So, and it's also like a moneymaker for them, right? So, hey, let's not joke about getting them home through a blizzard on a plane, no matter how powerful this plane is you're having, the jet you're bringing to them. I wouldn't risk it if I was one of them.
Dang. Well,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people do care about them winning, but also like just the close the northern border stuff, out of pocket.
Yeah.
This whole thing,
and
is
the whole
pocket.
like, I know I made the joke about like 51st state Canada, whatever. That's a joke from me because I don't believe in that shit. It's not a
Yeah,
joke
yeah.
to other people. It's some
Yeah.
serious business.
Yeah. Here's the thing too is in general, I'm not a huge fan of the Olympics, right? Like I think it's good. I think in general it's a net positive for the world, right? I think that's great. But I think when it comes to the Olympics, it's become this thing where it's like, yeah, I've been doing this sport since I was 5 years old. I had a hockey stick in my hand before I could even talk, and blah 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 blah, whatever.
Right.
The Olympics in general to me represents like privilege at its fucking worst, right? Because um, you know, the amount of effort that goes into getting these athletes there, right? Not everybody could do that. Not everybody could dedicate their child's life to becoming an Olympic athlete, which is fine. Like I'm not going to like die on this hill either, right? Like it's not a huge
Right.
deal like that. But I think when it comes to the Winter Olympics, it's even more so true, right? Because you look at who's playing the sports that are being played and the level of access that is required just to like get it to a fucking hockey rink, just to play on a team, just to be good enough to make a team, right? It costs money, right? The majority of Americans would not be able to even casually play these Olympic sports for fun with their friends, with their family, because of it's just that expensive or it's just that difficult. Especially if you don't live in an area that has that type of snow. So I don't really
Right.
like the Olympics just for that reason, especially the Winter Olympics. But then you add to it these jokes of like, oh, close the northern border now because we beat the other team, and what is it? We have to invite the women. Like, I guarantee you, maybe not hockey, but I guarantee you, the women and the men in a lot of these sports could compete together. They just separate it
Right.
for the sake of separating it, right?
Yeah. Well, there's mixed events as well.
Yeah.
That they do.
Sure.
So it's men and women that do it.
Yeah. And if you need, and I think my last piece of this is, I love how each of us have talked. Or it's a direct correlation as to like how white hockey is compared to how much Stefania has talked about it, I have talked about it, and Justin has talked about it. Right? Justin's barely talked about hockey this episode, right?
Look, this isn't even about the sport itself. Racism is racism. It's,
Yeah.
that's the theme for this episode. It doesn't matter why it happened. It happened.
happens.
Harm was
Yeah.
caused, and like
Yeah.
it's all right. That's my thing. But
I will
anyways.
say I am still new to the sport, and while I did know coming into this is a majority white sport. I already knew that it was a majority white sport. But actually, on the women's side, there was a female player who was the first Black American to win a medal or gold, whatever, in hockey, Olympic hockey or something. So that was pretty cool. But aside from that,
Yeah, I think they had her in the commercials and stuff, and like the
yeah.
promo for the USA. She was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is all with winter sports. And I was having this discussion yesterday, and I saw it on social media, whatever. With winter sports, it is all about access because you'll find a lot more people from like north of the US, like more like Minnesota, maybe like Maine or like New Hampshire, like up Vermont especially. But a lot more people closer to like the Canadian border you'll find to have more access to this stuff because of the weather that they get every year, right? And the mountains that they have, whatever. Utah as well. That's where not the next Olympics, winter ones, but the ones after that is going to be Salt Lake City. It's all about access, and then it's all about if your parents can afford to put you in this sport. Now, there may be parents that can't afford that, but maybe where they live, they have access to like frozen lakes, or they can make a homemade ice rink, or schools will have hockey teams, whatever. But even with schools having like hockey teams you can play for, right? You still have to pay. I mean, it's kind of standard with sports, doing sports in school. You still have to pay for like uniforms. Not for all of them, but for something like hockey, you do have to pay for uniforms. It might be a little bit cheaper because it's through school, but that's something that still have to take into consideration. Needless to say, winter sports are still more expensive than summer sports to do. Because I did track and field in high school, and I didn't have to pay for anything unless I wanted a sweatshirt or whatever, track and field sweatshirt. But I also want to point out that a great story that came out of this Olympics, which I believe it's Alyssa Liu, right? I believe it's her name, figure skater. Her dad, single dad, raised her, fled from communist China, and brought her here. I don't know if brought her here. Yeah, brought her here as a single dad and raised her for a better life. So, and now she's an Olympic champion. So that's one of the greatest stories from this Olympics. It's a great example of how, yes, it is tough to get into these sports, but there is some work that can be a positive outcome if you actually set your mind to it and whatnot. But then again, there's the access part of it, right? So
the American dream is, unfortunately, it's become an exception and not the norm.
Right.
When it actually should be the norm. And it is great to see her story juxtaposed with the assholes that are the hockey team, to be honest.
Right.
Anywho, we got to keep it moving because it's time for everyone's favorite segment. Can you name this black person? What? Why are you guys acting scared?
I don't know, man. We're at 36 minutes of time. We might have to keep this short.
Last week fucked me up.
Really?
I did really bad last week.
Listen. This one will be extremely easy. I promise.
You say that, but I don't know, man. I panic under pressure.
Okay, just
listen.
relax.
We made Straw Hat Goofy ill. I don't know if you guys saw his comment on the video.
I'm sure you guys can recover.
I did not.
I promise you it will be easy. All right, so ready? Who is this black person?
Justin. Oh, no.
Who's this black person? He was in a very famous musical. He used to be married to a Disney princess. Well, Disney queen.
A Broadway musical? Like he was on Broadway?
Yeah, he's on Broadway. Well, he was in a movie adaptation of the Broadway musical, too.
That's
what's
different.
His name?
What's the movie?
He was in a movie called Rent.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God!
I know the face. I know the face, but I don't know the name. I'm searching my brain. But
I haven't seen that
movie
movie in years, by the way, and I think I only saw it once.
Okay, he's been on shows like Grey's Anatomy.
I don't watch Grey's Anatomy, man.
Okay,
I've
was
seen
in
him.
A classic black movie, How Stella Got Her Groove Back, The Best Man Holiday. Classic.
You're
black
gonna say
actor.
it. You're gonna say his name, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh yeah," but I don't know it. So.
It's Taye Diggs, guys.
Yeah, there
I
you
don't know
go.
who Taye Diggs is.
There
okay,
you go.
Okay.
You
Okay.
also, hold on. To be fair, you took an older Taye Diggs picture here.
That's what he looks like today.
I know, but I'm not keeping up with Taye Diggs like that.
Okay. Here is a more modern black actress for Steph, but
Oof.
who is this person?
Is she from Grey's Anatomy too?
Yeah,
I don't watch Grey's Anatomy, dude.
it's okay, but she's won several awards. You should know who this person
I
is.
do not
right?
know who she is. I've never seen her before in my life.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I've never seen her before.
Derek?
I recognize her. She was in
Iconic
she was in
black
Insecure.
actress.
She was in Insecure, right?
Was she?
Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah.
Derek?
I don't know her name though. I'm so sorry to her.
This person is named Chandra Wilson. She is on a show called Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, how about this person?
I know who this guy
God,
is,
this
but I can't
fucking
tell
guy.
you what his name is. I know
What's
who
his
this
name?
guy is though. I
Well,
can't
what's his
tell you his
name?
name.
Maybe a lighter complexion will help you, Steph?
No, wasn't he arrested or something? He was
No,
arrested.
What are you talking about?
this someone else?
No, that's the other guy that he looks kind of similar to him. and he was like a
Okay.
model, and everybody was thirsting over him.
What's his
Oh
name, though?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, they actually do look similar then. Oh my god.
This guy
His
is something
eyes.
Wilson, right?
No.
Nah, you lost me.
Do you give up?
Yes.
I know this guy is. I think he's on a primetime show now. I thought I saw him in a
Jesse
commercial.
Williams.
Right.
There it is.
That's
there it
the
is.
name that I know.
He's in a little show called Grey's Anatomy.
Is this all Grey's Anatomy people? I do not
Yeah,
watch
that's what
Grey's
he's doing.
Anatomy.
That's what he's doing. Justin Googled black people from Grey's Anatomy. Justin,
No.
well, don't even.
Who
just
is this?
You could no. Don't
He's
even.
been on the
no.
show since day one. Who is
We're
this?
not gonna
Yeah,
know this.
no.
We don't watch Grey's
Do
Anatomy.
you watch Grey's Anatomy, Justin?
Of course. Who doesn't?
Of course you know these guys,
black
Ben.
actors and actresses have been on the television screen for decades at that point. But you don't
Do
know
I look
his
decades
name?
old to you?
You don't know this man's name? Yes.
No, I don't, because I don't watch Grey's Anatomy. I can't even tell you the white actors' names on
This
Grey's
is
Anatomy, bro.
James Pickens Jr. He plays Dr. Webber on Grey's Anatomy. Guys, you couldn't name a single black person this episode. How do you feel about that? I hope you feel ashamed.
I feel bamboozled. Okay.
Bamboozled?
Listen,
Yes.
I had no
You
interest.
can't.
Oh, go ahead.
You cannot give us the qualification of being on Grey's Anatomy on
What do
top
you
of
mean?
being black. Yeah.
So as long as there's black people on Grey's Anatomy, you're not watching it? Is that what you're saying?
I never had interest in watching Grey's Anatomy before.
Listen,
Touche.
these people have graced your television screens for decades, and you can't remember their names.
Listen, I'll
Shame
own
on
this
you.
one. Look, I'll own a couple of them, right? Tay Diggs and
You know
Jesse
who Tay
Williams.
Diggs is?
We should have remembered their names. You're
Come
right there.
on.
You're right on that one. We should have remembered those two. And what is it? Chandra?
Chandra Wilson. What the
Yeah, we
heck?
should have known those three for sure.
I should have at least known
Absolutely.
Jesse Williams, but I don't.
Hey.
I'm terrible
Look at
with
him
names,
trying
guys.
to backpedal.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look at him.
I'm
black
so
But those
bad
other
with
three? But those other three? Nah, man.
Jeez.
Every
This
time I
is-
introduce myself to someone, I'm like, I'm terrible with names, by the way. So I might not remember yours.
We gotta get out of here.